Hi guys, and welcome back to my Fit to Ride channel. Today we're going to be looking at 2 core based exercises that you should incorporate as part of your mountain bike program. Typically as mountain bikers, when we talk about the subject of core, we mainly focus on the rectus abdominis, whereas actually we want to be focused on the whole body as a full system. So typically we want to be looking at obviously the rectus, transverse, obliques, also going to be hitting the adductors, glutes, everything surrounding. So today what I'm going to do is take you through 2 exercises. You'll either need a bench or a chair and also a resistance band. Over the years of training people, what I've noticed is that a lot of my riders get a lot of hip shift through a squat based movement, and that's typically because they are dominant on one side. Now working through both of these exercises will help with that, including working on some mobility, and you can work on your mobility by looking at my mountain bike mobility program, and I'll leave a link in the description for you. We're going to be starting this off with the first core based exercise, and both of these are a side plank variation. This one is called the Copenhagen plank. Now typically all you need is a bench, but if you're at home you can use a chair, you can also use your sofa. What we're going to be doing is elevating the top leg, and then the other leg will be elevated under the bench. Now if you're using the sofa at home, you'll have to have both knees bent. Typically what we want is we want elbow directly under the shoulder, top knee to a 90-degree bend on the bench. This bottom leg can either be straightened or bent. Typically I would recommend having straightened, it's a little bit harder. What we want to do is drive our knee into the bench. We're going to raise our hips up and drive them forwards. From there, you're going to lift to your highest point, and I think about touching the pelvic crest to the rib cage or as close as possible, so I'm getting peak contraction. Lift, extend the leg, curl the toe, and you're going to hold that top position, clench the fist, and hold. When you fatigue, drop the back knee, and then you can go again whenever you are ready. Typically when I'm prescribing this exercise, I would say 15 to 20 second hold, drop down, and then go again and count that as a set. If you wanted to hold it for 30 seconds as a hold and then just do 3 sets of that, you can do that also, and don't forget change the sides over. After working with a lot of riders, I tend to find they get a lot of groin strain, so typically the Copenhagen plank is really good for strengthening that weakened area through the adductor, but also hitting those obliques through the side to help level out those hips. Now we're going to work on to the second plank variation, and this is where you'll need a rehab band. So for this next side plank variation, the rehab band is a really good piece of equipment to have, and they're really cheap. You don't necessarily have to use one, but I would recommend one for tension on the glutes. All you need to do is you need to put both legs through, and you can either have it below the knee or above. From there, we're going to legs to a 90-degree bend, elbow directly under the shoulder, or shoulder back, chest up. We're going to raise the hips up as high as you can and extend forward. From there, you rotate the top leg, keeping the feet in contact, up and down. Try and keep tension on the band, so don't let your knees completely touch. Up and down, really squeezing the glute to activate, and lifting nice and high to activate the oblique through the side of the body. Typically as riders or as everyday workers, our glutes become kind of inactive. It's called glute amnesia, and with that generally what happens is our glutes don't tend to function quite in the way they should. So using this rehab band will add tension to those glutes, really get them firing and getting them activating the way they should. And then obviously we've got our core element based with this side plank and getting our transverse and getting our obliques working as well. So typically you want to be looking at anywhere between 3 to 4 sets and 10 reps, or as far as hold for the Copenhagen, up to 30 seconds or longer if you can hold that. But also remember to try and hold at the highest point so you get peak contraction. And if you're rotating the leg to the side plank with the band, is then really try and work on opening those legs without rotating those hips either side. For further exercises, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And also be sure to check the links in the description below to my mountain bike plans, including the mobility manual and also 12-week training plans. Follow me on social media, that's included in the description below. But for now, I'll see you guys later.